Welcome back to another awesome video. We got the Rip-O-Matic today.
This is an automated CD ripping appliance we've made out of spare parts. We're going to talk about it. But first, let's talk about how it works. You just walk up to it and you put in a CD. Don't worry about that second line of text. It is also a background music player, so it's playing music while it's ripping CDs. You'll see. Anyway, so you put the CD in. And after a few seconds, it will detect the CD and the display should tell you that the ripping process has started. Rip in progress. So anyway, that's it. You just walk away and it rips the CD. This is not new technology. This is not anything new. Our 10-year-old car would rip CDs. I think any Windows PC would rip CDs.
Yeah, it's done.
Why don't you take it out and put another one in? Yeah. Meanwhile, back in my Windows PC, I have a shortcut to a shared folder on the desktop where I can access the music I just retrieved from the CD. I also have a web user interface to configure various options, view the log file, or restart the device. And that's it. This is also a background music player, so the second line is the music that's being played in the background.
Inside this famous mall, fish for rainbows.
So you could, in theory, have this hooked up to a stereo and also use it for music output in addition to CD ripping. This will be really handy since my new car doesn't even have a CD player, but it does have a USB port. I can also upgrade all those old CDs that I ripped in the 90s from low bitrate MP3 to higher quality FLAC. So that's an overview of how it works. Let's talk about how we made this thing. To get this project to the point where I'm filming this video didn't take that long because I started out with a lot of pre-existing stuff. Years ago, at a company I used to work for, they had some remodeling that resulted in some, I guess, bathroom noises. So they had me create a box that was a Raspberry Pi to just play background music in the bathrooms, and I had it in this plastic case and it just sat there and worked until the pandemic and everybody went home and they tore out that thing. But anyway, the box itself is a Profusion audio player. I did a video on it. It was just something I got at a thrift store, but it had a lot of cool components. So it had these LEDs and buttons, so I was able to just wire the Raspberry Pi right into these buttons so I can change playlists, and I can also fast forward tracks, all that stuff, just like I could on my background music player. So my first thing was just lift the background music player and put it in this case. Then I also had a LCD display that came with it, so I was able to actually wire that in and control it with a Python library called Care LCD, I believe. So the first thing I did was take the background music player, put it in this box, wire it up. And then the most important component that came with this case was the DVD drive. This is like a laptop DVD drive. And so really all I needed was some time and some cables. This was a project that's like a sort of a handyman project, except instead of putting together something out of pieces of scrap wood, you know, it's scrap technology and scripts, and just you're doing a little hardware, a little software, Raspberry Pi, you know, soldering, whatever. It was a really fun little project. So everything on this was coded with Python. You took a Python class in school. Did your teacher ever ask you to do anything like this?
No.
Do you think you could do something like this? It's very similar.
Maybe.
There's a main Python script that just auto launches at boot up, and what it does is it launches other scripts like the ripping script, the disk detector script, and it monitors what's going on and updates the LCD display. The disk detector script just lets the app know when there's a disk in the drive so it can start the ripper script. And there's a ripper wrapper script, that launches a utility called ABCDE, a better CD extractor. And that's what actually does the ripping. After the ripping is complete, it ejects the CD and lets you know that it's done. And of course, my old background music player script is still running, and it has a modification to display the current track name at the bottom. There's also a Python API and a one-page React app used to configure the device remotely from another PC. Probably won't go through a detailed step-by-step thing, but I will talk about one pleasant surprise and one challenge I went through in making this. On the positive side, this was my first experience with AI coding assistance, so I used Google Gemini and just generated the UI. It saved me a lot of drudgery with CSS. I just said, hey, I need the screen, here's some JSON, and it created a really functional UI in a matter of minutes, so that was pretty impressive. The biggest challenge on this project was probably dealing with this optical drive. It uses a Slimline SATA connector. So they make a converter cable that converts this to USB, and it works fine on Windows, but on the Raspberry Pi, there's not enough power. So The Raspberry Pi will recognize it, but it doesn't have enough power. The 3B, I don't know how many amps it has, but it can't drive the DVD burner. So I had to use this USB hub. That was the suggestion, was use a USB hub. So I have a 4 amp power connector that I split and power the Pi and a USB hub. And the DVD drive connects to the USB hub, and the USB hub connects to the Pi, and everything just works. If you don't do that, if you just connect the DVD drive to the Pi, it doesn't get enough power and the red light starts flashing and bad things happen. This was a suggestion online, just use a hub, and it worked great. Another suggestion, which I didn't try, was this. This is a funny little cable that has 2 USB ends on it. Supposedly would be able to pull power from 2 independent USB ports to get more power. I don't know if it works. Haven't tried it because I already had a hub. I went ahead and ordered this in case the hub didn't work. I may return this. So I don't know if this actually works or not, but I might also try connecting a separate power supply to one of the USB ends and using data for the other. They don't seem to be marked, but anyway, that's another option potentially to get your optical drive enough power. I think this thing says 1.8 amps on it. But anyway, that was the main challenge, was power, but we got around that. After a few days of work, the project was in good enough shape to make this video. So where do I go next? I have a lot of cleanup and fine tuning to do. I'd like to work on the buttons, maybe better navigation and options control. I need to do some air handling work. And researching this and the fact that we've got a DVD-RW, this thing could rip DVDs as well. So I might add the DVD ripping capability. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think about this project. What would you do next? And I have older videos on the background music player from a few years ago, and the this Mood audio player, and I'll put links to those, and there's Amazon affiliate links for the cables I use to hook up the DVD drive to the Raspberry Pi. But that's about it, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time for another awesome video.
Bye-bye.